Hello loves, welcome to day 2. Today I'm going to make a custard. It is sweet potato, apple, raisins, full fat coconut milk, just like that, and eggs. And once we make it, this is what it's gonna look like. Right there, it's kind of custardy. It's more custardy than eggy. It's got great fall flavors. I think you'll really like it. This serves 4 people. But let me show you how to do it. And if you wanted to refrigerate it, it's even better. It gets even better over the time. Okay, so you're gonna take your sweet potato, you're gonna cut off each end. And then you're gonna go ahead and just slice it. You can use a peeler if you want to. This is just a faster way to do it. Make sure you have a good grip on your potato before you go ahead and slice your fingers off. We don't want that. And this cutting board has rubber underneath it so it doesn't move. Go ahead and go around one more time. And because I want it to cook quickly, I'm going to shred it. You don't want to wait all day for it to cook. Put that over in our garbage. Just gonna go ahead and shred. So it's 1 sweet potato and 1 apple. That's where you're gonna get your FFCs. And if you have a question of what an FFC is, let me know. I'm gonna try to post some food lists for you so you know exactly what I'm talking about. FFCs are in the morning and the afternoons. We try to avoid them in the evenings. I hope that your first day was awesome, and I hope that you put your trackers up every day. It helps keep us accountable, helps keep us on the right track. I can look and make sure that you're doing things correctly, because that is my job. I promise you, it works. And even though in the 3 weeks that we're doing this, you may not see a huge change in the scale, I guarantee you'll see a change in the way your clothes fit and the way you feel. Because anytime we're doing anything healthier, it makes us feel better. Let's talk about confidence, food confidence. It's knowing that you're putting healthy food in your body that can digest easily. There we go. And it's also knowing that you're getting enough movement to keep your body healthy. So you can feel confident every once in a while having a treat that you know that you can get that off again without any difficulty. Just get right back on track and it will come off. I know this because I've kept my weight off for 2 years. Okay, so in here, I put a tablespoon of butter, just enough to coat the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and put those sweet potatoes in there. You know, I have my handy dandy induction oven over here, or induction hot plate. My kitchen's coming along. Tomorrow I get my countertops. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing started. And then we're gonna cut our apple and add the apple to that. And then we're gonna spice it up with some nice fall flavors. All right, all of that goodness in there. I have 1 little tiny raisin. And I buy these little tiny raisins so they are portion controlled. Because if not, we tend to add more than we actually need. So just a little bit of raisins adds some good sweetness to that, as will the apple. And sweet potato is naturally sweet anyway, so top and bottom, just like before. We're just gonna go around and cut off our peel, just like Carl showed. And we're gonna leave the apple in a little bit of chunks because we want that to not completely melt away. So I'm gonna cut it around the core. Just toss our core over there. And then if you have a little extra, you can just slice that off, doesn't matter. Just over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna roughly chop it and pop that in there with the butter and the sweet potatoes and the raisins. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute once I'm done chopping this apple. If you get a little bit of peel in there, don't worry, it's extra fiber, it's good for you. Throw that in there. Right over here. A little bit of that here. And we want them roughly the same size so they all cook fairly evenly, but they can be chunkier than the sweet potato. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn this around a little bit so you can see this. I'm gonna go ahead and stir these until they're all nice and soft. It only takes about a minute or so. It cooks very quickly, especially the sweet potato because it's all shredded up, which is why I do that. And to that, we're gonna add some cinnamon. If I had fresh ginger, I would put fresh ginger in there, but I don't. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of powdered ginger. Fresh nutmeg would be great too. Apple pie seasoning, any of that would be perfect. And you will just start to smell it. It's super fragrant. It smells really good. And you wanna make sure that you also add a pinch of salt. The salt helps bring out the natural sweetness. A little pinch of salt in there. We're just gonna let that do its thing. In here, I have my, put this back over here. I have my ½ cup of coconut milk and my 3 eggs. Okay, and we're just gonna whisk that together with a fork because I cannot find a whisk in my house right now, which is just grand. And if you're a person that likes things on the sweeter side, then you can add a tablespoon of 100% maple syrup or honey. But I think you'll find over time that your taste for sweet changes, so I would encourage you to try it just as is. Now at this point, once those veggies and the fruit is softened, you pour your custard mix over top of it and you pop it in the oven until it's set. Well, I don't have an oven, so what I did is I lower my temperature. And you can actually microwave it this way. You can put it in a microwave safe dish and add your, your egg mixture and then be fine too. But I went ahead and poured it over the top. I'll turn so you can see it. Just pour that right over the top of it. Get all that yummy goodness out of there. Why would I get full fat coconut milk? Well, the reason is because our bodies don't like fat-free. When they take out the fat, they put junk in its place. And that's stuff our body just can't process. So don't be afraid to get full fat items. You just use less of it. It's not a problem. Your body will thank you. It will move on through much faster. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let that cook slowly. I cover it so that it cooks top and bottom. And then, like I said, in about 20 minutes or so, this is what you have. And it is super delicious. I'm gonna prove it to you because I'm gonna taste it. I did not add maple syrup or honey to it, but I believe it has plenty of sweetness to it, so. It has that nice custardy flavor to it. So if you're not a fan of custard, let it cook a little longer, it'll dry out a bit. But I really like that texture. It's almost like an apple-y sweet potato cream pie, maybe, with a little bit eggier taste to it. I really enjoy it, and if you wanted to, you could add, savory flavors like sausage or bacon to it. It would be great as well. So I hope you give it a try. Remember, it serves 4 people or 4 of you. You can pop it in the refrigerator, take it out and heat it up in the microwave or the oven at any point. All right, I wish you a great second day. Comment, let me know how you're doing. It's important that we all check in. That's what this is all about. Wish you love, drink your water, eat your veggies, get that protein in, get that movement in. We got this. See you for day 3.